Hello everyone and welcome back to Clothesline. My name is Oren and this is our Clothesline AEW Revolution review. This time I'm gonna try to be a little bit more fluent, less cuts, because overall this was a good pay-per-view. I enjoyed it, I thought it had good matches, but it did have an assortment of little problems that I didn't like. And I will address those problems and overall the good things and the bad things, and of course the anticlimactic ending to this evening. And I want to start right at the ending because here's the thing. Before I filmed this review, I finished watching the pay-per-view and then I filmed this to make sure I have an honest opinion. I really try not to watch other reviewers and other websites about their reviews because I want to give you my honest opinion about what I saw. But I did come across people complaining about the ending, how it destroyed and ruined their pay-per-view. So yeah, the ending sucked. The ending was bad. It was poorly done. Not enough explosives. But to say that it ruined the entire pay-per-view? Come on. It was a good pay-per-view. The main event was a good match. It just had a poor ending. So at least we got a meme for Botchamania until the end of time. But I'm not going to hold it against the pay-per-view itself because bottom line, this thing happened after the last match ended. So yeah, I kind of bummed, but I don't think it took away that much from the pay-per-view. To people who complain about it, come on, you got a good pay-per-view, just no explosives. Now onto the nitpicks that bothered me throughout the show. You had the World Tag Title match between MJF and Jericho taking on the Young Bucks. Overall, a good match. I enjoyed it, but there was a spot in the match that really bugged me. You had Matt Jackson on the apron. He was about to hit some kind of move on MJF when Jericho hits him with a baseball bat. Then MJF hooks him up with a pile driver from the ring apron. He pins him and he kicks out at 2. I know, a dramatic 2 count, but come on. I mean, you got hit by a baseball bat and the maneuver by MJF and you still kicked out? I just look at it as bad storytelling because it tells me that he can kick out of anything. So what's the point in finishing maneuvers if he kicks out of a baseball bat? Now, if Nick would have interrupted the count, that'd make sense and still make MJF and Jericho look strong. But with him kicking out of a baseball bat and that pile driver apron, made them look a little bit weak. Other than that, I did enjoy the matchup and I'm looking forward to this Wednesday for the War Council of the Inner Circle. I'm guessing Jericho's gonna get kicked out, or maybe we'll get a swerve. Another thing that bothered me was the Tag Team Royal Rumble. I think it's called like that. Started off with QT Marshall and Dustin Reynolds against 10 and 5 from the Dark Order, if I'm not mistaken. So they shook hands and then QT hits one of them with a cheap shot. Then later on in the matchup, QT eliminates both members of the Gun Club, you know, Billy Gunn's kids, and Dustin looks at him perplexed. He looks at him and says, "What are you doing? They're our friends." So QT gets mad, eliminates himself and spits on Dustin. And the commentators are selling that like this is a heel turn. And I'm thinking to myself, what's wrong with you? You're mad at QT for eliminating opponents in a Rumble? But that's the whole point of a Rumble. That's the whole point of a Battle Royal, to eliminate people. So that completely didn't make any sense. There was also the Miro and Kip Sabian match against Orange Cassidy and Chuck. It was a good match overall, but here's my point. I don't think Miro is being used to his full potential. He can do a whole lot better than this. I mean, Miro walks into AEW to the fans' ovation, and people were cheering him on. Then you stuck him in this tag team with Kip Sabian. No offense, Kip Sabian is awesome, but just, I don't think this combination works. And Miro, you could have blasted into the moon. He could have been pushed to a heavyweight title match because he had momentum. People talked about him. Instead, he is stuck in this feud with Orange Cassidy and Chuck and the best friends. And why? I just think you can get a whole lot more out of Miro, but not in this situation. Now on to the good things, because like I said, this was a good pay-per-view and it had good matches and great matches. Maybe the weakest one was the Miro Orange Cassidy tag match. I thought it was the weakest match on the card. It wasn't bad. I mean, it was just there. But look what we got. We got Maki Ito entering AEW to her first win in her first match in the AEW arena. Yeah, we're gonna call it like that. Let's call it the AEW arena. Trend it. I thought the other matches were good overall, but then came the cinematic match between Darby Allin and Sting taking on Brian Cage and Ricky Starks. Now, I've seen cinematic matches before. I've seen good ones, I've seen bad ones, but this was the best cinematic match ever. Feel free to argue and fight me over this. I will fight anyone over this because this match was the best cinematic match ever. Whoever directed this, he should get a job for life in AEW for just directing cinematic matches. From the opening, when we see them travel to the warehouse thing, to the match in the arena itself, to the spot where Brian Cage lifts up Darby Allin to a suplex and carries him up top the stairs. When they throw Darby Allin through the window, when Darby Allin jumps from the top floor on top of Brian Cage, crashing down. Anything and everything they did in this matchup worked to perfection. This match was good. This match was awesome. This match will win Cinematic Match of the Year. So yeah, Sting still got it, and I'm just happy this is the match we got after the terrible build we've had for the past 6 weeks. And then the main event itself, it was brutal, it was violent, it was fun. There's a question that comes to mind when it comes to AEW developing their identity. Do we really want the main event for every pay-per-view, the main match for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship, to be a hardcore match? Because that's what it felt like when Moxley was champion. Every major match of his was hardcore. And I mean, if you put that kind of matches in the middle of the card, I don't see a problem with that. But if you want to focus those matches on the main event spot only, I don't know, I just don't think it's the right fit for AEW to showcase their champion only in hardcore matches. The match was good, just I don't think as a main event spot. And of course, we gotta talk about Christian. Christian signed with AEW. Yeah, we talked about it, let's move on. Here's the thing, I don't really got an opinion on this because I don't. I love Christian, I wish him nothing but the best. I just don't really know where he fits in AEW. Overall review, this pay-per-view was awesome. One of the best pay-per-views I've seen in a while. And I love that about AEW because AEW is consistent when it comes to performing and putting out good pay-per-views one after the other. I haven't seen a bad one yet, and I'm hoping I never will. So bottom line, this was a good pay-per-view. And yeah, because of the nitpicks and the little things that really bugged me, and of course the anticlimactic ending, which I don't think that should really bother the entire pay-per-view, but it does give a bad impression in the end. This pay-per-view gets a score from me of 8 out of 10. It's an 8 out of 10 for me. Great pay-per-view by AEW. I can't wait to see what they bring next to the table. And yeah, that's my score. So that is our review. Now I would like to hear from you. Let us know in the comments below, what did you think about AEW Revolution? What do you think about Christian coming into AEW? I would love to read your comments. And also, if you want to stay notified when I'm uploading these videos, hit a like, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification button, and I'll see you next time on another Clothesline review. Thank you for watching.